So get your piece of paper. The first thing you want to do is write your name on the upper right hand corner, full name, and the period and the date. And so this is the paper that you're going to be turning in. You know, you're going to take a picture of it and turn it in at one point. All right, so I'm going to put this paper aside because I'm going to show you the basic shapes that you're going to be using for this. So you're welcome to do this along with me, but I'm not going to ask you for it, okay? The first shape that you might be working with is a circle. Now, if you cannot draw a circle perfectly, don't worry about it, okay? Just try your best. And if you really want to have a perfect circle, you know, take anything that is round and, you know, trace it, or, you know, a cup, a lid, anything that is round will work. If you're following along, just draw a circle. And your sculpture is gonna, it might look like this. This might be the foundation. The way you make something that looks like a pinch pot is, again, you start with the circle, you draw a line in the middle, and then you curve, you draw a curve at the top of the straight line, and you also do the same thing at the bottom, like that. And then you just round the corners, get rid of that pointy end, and basically this is how easy you draw a bowl. Okay, we're gonna be working with the pinch pot method, which is basically a bowl, right? But I'll call it pinch pot. Okay, so how many pinch pots are you gonna be using? It's gonna depend on your sculpture. And so again, your sculpture might be somewhat round, and you can see here the dog. It's a good example of a sphere. This is basically what this dog was made by using 2 pinch pots. Now, if you the other possibility is that the foundation of your sculpture is gonna be something that looks like an oval shape. And here's another trick. If you have one of these tapes, you can use it to make a circle, or you can use it to make different ovals. So you can see here, I can go like this, and I can make a nice oval. So there you go, guys. Another trick. If you cannot make them freehand. Okay, so again, I draw a straight line, a horizontal line through the middle. Yours might be up here or down here, but let's just put this in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. If you guys noticed, it's nice to use the graph paper because I'm kind of using it here to make a perfect oval. And so there you have it. The foundation for your sculpture might be an oval shape. And if we look at this median here, you can see that that is the case, right? And so after you draw the oval, then maybe you want to flatten the top. You want to flatten the top, you know, you want to flatten the bottom, right? And then you're gonna, you know exactly how your sculpture is gonna look like. The other possibility is the same thing as an egg, but it's gonna be more like an egg that is laying down. So the oval is like that. You put the line right through the middle. You do your oval to indicate the opening. And then your sculpture is going to be like two pinch pots, right? Here's an example for that. This fish, right? Look at the oval right there, the egg shape, right? And then, of course, you flatten it on the bottom, you know, tap it, flatten it. And so that would be for that. And maybe for this one too. Stewie. Yes, Stewie. Here's a different way. It's actually a one pinch pot. Like that, right? This would be a pinch pot. And then the bottom is a slab. And then you just do a score, slip, score, and seal, right? So this might be an exception. You can still use the egg shape, the two pinch pots, and then you just flatten the bottom, which I probably like that better myself. So there you have it. Something, I'm gonna darken the bottom here. So this is open, and then you would put a slab right here. All right. And so yeah, guys, this is basically the 4 possibilities with your sculpture. All right. Again, this indicates that this is 2 pinch pots. All right. Now let's go ahead and have to do this right now. You're gonna do it along with me, and let's get started. Okay, so you're gonna look at your drawing, your images, whatever, you know, if you printed the images, you know, you wanna have them in front of you because you're gonna need them right now. And for this demo, I'm gonna use this sculpture because I don't have the drawing. Obviously, I'm using the real sculpture, but just pretend I'm looking at a piece of paper. And so you're gonna look at your sculpture and you're gonna see what is the basic form. And right here, you can see that this is definitely a circle or a sphere, right? Let's draw a circle, and you're drawing whatever shape you have. And so this is gonna be the body. And so now I need to, you know, it's really obvious that I'm gonna need two pinch pots. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my narrow oval that indicates that I'm gonna be using 2 pinch pots. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not, this is not looking as perfect as I wanted to. I'm rushing it. You guys can take your time. And so right here, I'm indicating that I'm gonna use 2 pinch pots. Now, if yours is not exactly a sphere at this point, you can change it. You know, maybe it's a little it's a little bit you know, I don't know. Let me think. Maybe the top has more of a turn like that, and it's kind of, this is kind of like a shoulder, like shoulders right here. And so you could do that. You could do that and then indicate, you know, the more detail, the better. But if you can't, or if, you know, it's not necessary, okay? But anyway, right here, you can see that I have two pinch pots. Now, what do I need next? Look at your images. And right here, you can tell that I'm gonna need another sphere. So I'm gonna go ahead and put another sphere. Try to draw it as close as as you can to the proportion of it, but if not, it's not a big deal, okay? Just try your best. So I draw that, and again, is this one pinch pot or is it two pinch pots? So I know it's two pinch pots. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw this so that I can tell that you're using two pinch pots. Okay, so there you have it, guys. So far, I need two pinch pots. I mean, four pinch pots. I'm gonna erase this. I just use that as an example. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of make it look more like the shape of my design. Okay. So anyway, so here I am, and now the next thing that I need you to do, I'm gonna go ahead and draw the bottom here, the floor. The next thing you need to do is indicate where the holes on this sculpture are going to be at. Remember, we already went over this. There's going to be holes inside these vessels because we need to worry about the airflow, right? We need to worry about the air inside these vessels, and we need to put holes. All right. So right here on this big vessel, obviously we're gonna make the hole at the bottom. Okay. So the air is gonna come in, and then here we're gonna need another. And so the way you're gonna indicate the holes for the air to flow is gonna be by making these big black dots. And if you have a color pencil, great. If not, don't worry about it. But I just wanna indicate what happens. So the airflow is gonna go in like that, come around, come back down, and then escape. And so I need you to do that so that I know you understand how important this is. Because if you don't make these holes, your sculpture is gonna explode in the kiln, and it's not only gonna ruin your sculpture, but it's gonna ruin anything around it. And so you definitely don't want to be responsible for ruining other students' sculptures. So go ahead and indicate where the holes are going to go. And then I need you to write the word hole, make a circle, and then put a nice arrow pointing at it. All right, there you go. So you got to give me that information. I'm obviously showing the front, but I'm still gonna go ahead and label it front view. There you go. All right. So far, so good. Oops, I need a little space for my ears. Okay. So now the next thing I do is put the ears here, indicating where they're gonna go. And I want you to do this to show me that you understand what you're doing here. I want you to put at least 3 X's, indicate, and so 3 X's so that you're telling me that these are going to be attached to the head. Now, on a side note, I want to real quick show you that you could also be using 3 pinch pots instead of 4 if your sculpture looks something like this. Right here, you can see that this is 3 pinch pots, right? So it's something like 1, and then another one that kind of goes like this. And then this is where it is attached, right? And then you have the the ears, and so this is three pinch, something like that, right? Okay. Okay, so now we're going to attach the arms. I'm going to indicate where the arms are going to go, and I'm going to go ahead and put my X's here to indicate that I'm attaching these arms. Try your best. Again, I'm making these X's to indicate that I'm attaching that. And then I have the leg. So I'm gonna draw the two circles here. I'm just gonna put this like that. And so there you have it. This is how it's gonna look like if we're looking at the front view of the sculpture. So far, so good. Now let's do a side view. And the side view, these are gonna show how the sculpture is gonna look from the side. And this is easy because now I know it's like two circles, right? Like an 8. And so now here, when I'm looking at it sideways, the arms are here at the front. There's my 3 X's. I guess you don't need to do that because you already told me that they're going to be attached anyway. I don't know. The arm can go maybe like this. I don't know. You tell me how the arm is going to look like on the side, right? And the ears are kind of towards the back. They're not really in the front. Again, you don't have to indicate this because you already told me here that it's getting attached. And then here, let's just pretend for a second that this fangs or teeth, whatever they are, they are sticking out, and they're gonna be also added. Right here, how are the feet? How much are the feet sticking out? So this is where you are going to indicate you know how far, and then how put the X's here because this is where they're gonna be attached. Tell me that this is the front. So I'm gonna put an arrow and I'm gonna indicate here that this is the front, this way, like that. And let's just pretend that this character has a tail. So I'm gonna put the tail there and I'm gonna indicate here that it's gonna be added. And let's pretend that there's something right here on the back. And so that would be the side view. To the back view, and underline it. And again, make your circles, the ground. Let's pretend that on the back, we're gonna put the ears, and let's just pretend that on the back, there's this, it's like hair, like that. And you can even put an arrow and say, this is gonna be positive space. And because we have a tail, let's just pretend that the tail looks like this from the side. I probably wouldn't put the legs because the legs are on the front. But again, you're making these because you're indicating like how how things are gonna look from the back. Let's just do this just to show kind of like how the arms are gonna look like. And so this is the information. The more information you put on this, the better it's gonna be for you because you're not gonna be guessing. You're not gonna be messing up as you're making it. And also you're telling me what you're doing so that if I see any issues, I'm gonna be able to look at your paper and help you solve them. All right, three more things that you need to do. Let's see, colors. You need to write the word colors, and I want you to put it inside a rectangle. And I want you to put numbers 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 4, 5. Hopefully you want to stick with 3 colors, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to give you a lot of colors. But you want to write them down anyway, okay? So the way I want you to write them is in order of quantities. Which one are you going to be using the most? So here, I'm going to just pretend that I need like a baby blue, because that's the one that has the most. So I'm going to make it number 1. Then the white, number 2, because it's the one that I'm going to need the most. And let's just pretend that the legs are going to be red. So I'm going to put here red. And then again, if there are more colors, go ahead and write them down. So I need to know the colors. Right up here on the upper right-hand corner, if you're gonna make this a shaker, I want you to write the word shaker. And I want you to put this kind of like an explosion, some like lines that look like explosion, like that, so that I know you're making a shaker. And the other piece of information that I need is anywhere on your paper, I want you to draw a big triangle like that. And I want you to tell me the height of your sculpture. So let's say you don't have a ruler. Let's say you don't have a ruler, but you have a piece of paper. And if it's a grid, even better, because I'm going to show you another trick on how to find a measuring device. You already know that this paper is 8.5 inches wide by 11 inches tall, or the biggest length is 11 inches. By the way, I'm using these 2 dots. This means inches. Those 2 little dashes. And so I already know that this is 8.5 by 11. So that means that if I fold this in half, this is gonna be what? 5.5 inches. Even better, if you have a grid paper, I can tell you right now that these are quarters. Right here, these are quarters. So that's a quarter, that's 2 quarters, or 1/2 inch. And if you add 4, this is actually 1 inch. So there you go, guys. You have a measuring device at home. All right. So how would I do this? I would put this flat on the table like that. I would put my paper like that. And then I would, if this is 5.5, I go like that. I look at it. This is 5.5. I know you cannot see that angle, but if and this is also distorted because of the camera lens. But after measuring it, this is 5.5 inches, and then it's about another 1/2 inch right here at the top of the head, and so this is 6 inches. So there you have it, 6 inches. Let's say that this is 6.5, then you put the half like that. 6.5 inches. See that? All right. So that is how you measure it if you don't have a ruler. All right. And this is what you're going to turn in. What assignment? The same assignment as the sculpture design. The same place where you turn in the images. And this is where most of the grade is going to come from. Those 50 points. If you do this much work, you're definitely going to get the 50 points.